on. Not just another love song. Now, unless you've been under a rock, good people, don't forget to subscribe to the page, hit the like button, all these wonderful things. Thank you guys for tuning in to this channel. And let's go over it. Antonio Brown. That's right, everyone's favorite screw up. Antonio Brown. He decides that he's going to sue the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. One week he's business is booming. He don't need to play football no more. There's nothing he needs to do. What's good, Sincerely? Yeah, that was one week. Then this week, now I think I'm gonna sue the Bucs. Well, he sat down with Real Sports with his legal team, and he's thinking about suing the Bucs, saying that the Bucs violated their agreement. Tried to pay him $200,000 to see a mental health expert, which he called put him in the crazy house, to make the narrative seem that he's crazy. And he also is trying to get a defamation case against Bruce Arians, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the general manager, and anyone who was painting the narrative that he had a mental health problem as the reason why he didn't get in the game. So he's pressing this lawsuit. Um, we don't know how much he's suing for yet, but it is very much real. Chewing gum. Now, here's the thing. He's suing them for his surgery that the team doesn't want to pay for, allegedly. That the Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't want to pay for the surgery because he opted not to go to the specialist they suggested when he went to one above them, and they released him. So now if he has this surgery, he has to pay for it. So he's suing for them to pay for the surgery as well. And then for damages, defamation, and he wants to eventually come back and play next season. But it doesn't look like that's going to be possible unless something happens. So it's pretty crazy. Of course he wants to go to the Ravens. When your cousin's Hollywood Brown, when you want to go there too? Hollywood is the only one that can get him on the team. Him and Lamar Jackson go and talk to the owners and see if they want to deal with the headache that's Antonio Brown. Yep, April. That's what's going on. By tomorrow, everyone's going to be talking about it if they haven't already. I mean, look at everywhere he went. He threw his coach under the bus when he was in Pittsburgh and Steelers. They got rid of him in the Steelers. Everywhere they go, they get rid of Antonio Brown. He went to the Raiders. He had a guaranteed $30 million deal. $30 million. The check would have cleared on Tuesday. Friday, he gets into this big fight and argument about he want to wear a helmet. They got that fixed. That was like on Thursday. Friday comes along, and he gets into it in practice and complaining about something. They sent him home. Saturday, he starts going off on Instagram and Twitter, and then they decided to have a meeting with him. Then Sunday, he decides to air the meeting and start talking about all the stuff in private. It was secretly recorded the coach. So Monday, they decided to let him go. When they came in there, and then if he had just made it to Tuesday, he would have gotten his $30 million guaranteed. He thought he was still supposed to get the money. Everybody on the internet know you're not getting the money because you didn't wait to Tuesday. He still think he was entitled to get the $30 million. I thought guaranteed meant guaranteed. It was like, yeah, it was. If you'd just got to Tuesday, when the rosters came out, you got cut. You could have acted a fool after Tuesday. Get your money first, then go crazy. It's common sense to anybody else. It don't stop there. Brady bails him out and gets him on the Patriots. Next thing you know, he gets in trouble with some woman who claimed that he sexually harassed her, and they got all this court stuff going on. So that ended his run in New England because they eventually had to sit him down for all of that situation. And Robert Kraft was going to give him $15 million. $15 million was going to go to Robert Kraft. And you know what happened? Right when he's going to give him $15 million, he goes on social media and start blasting Robert Kraft. He blasts Robert Kraft on the internet, and Robert Kraft didn't even have to give him the money and was going to give him $15 million. After he did that, he was like, I'm not paying him, F him. So he ended up with no money. None. So now he's out of a job again. Tom goes to Tampa. First year. Brings him into Tampa. No team wanted Antonio Brown. Tampa give him a chance. He's on a zero prove it contract. Prove that you ain't crazy contract. Now, they would have never had to give you a prove you ain't crazy contract if you haven't done all the things you've actually done. And boy, did he toe the line. He had a good season. He had one incident where he went crazy and eventually damaged some street lights or some cameras or whatever, and they covered that up. They were willing to allow that to go like water under the bridge. He had a good playoffs, Super Bowl, turned his career around. People was actually thinking, okay, AD's all right. And in the offseason, AD was free to go to any team in the world after just winning the Super Bowl. Do you know not nobody in the NFL, not another team was even looking at Antonio Brown? He was trying to shop himself. That's the only reason he came back to Tampa Bay. It's because nobody else wanted him. That's facts. Nobody wanted Antonio Brown. They didn't want to take that risk. They still think there's some crazy there. Bruce Arians is old school and crazy. That's true. I totally believe 100% he told AD to get his ass out there. Get your ass back out in that game. You see, he had an offensive lineman out there limping on one leg. He was going to play. I believe he told him to get his ass out there too. Somebody playing today. The media lied. The media ain't told no lie yet. This is all the information coming from them. Now they got a conflict on what they were saying back and forth to each other. Arians is saying that he never mentioned anything about his leg and all that stuff to him on the sidelines. He's saying it was about receptions and catches and targets, and it had nothing to do with his foot. And AD said it was about his foot. So that's where the conflict of interest comes in at. Which side is telling the truth? But Antonio Brown don't have any, we're going off what's all been transpired. So before we got there, we've been taking you step by step. He wins the Super Bowl. No team wants him. He comes back to Tampa. Joins the team again. So Antonio Brown is the last one to come back. Then they had this whole vaccination thing. And the whole team was vaccinated. That was the key. The whole team got vaccinated. Everybody had their cards. AB had his card. They did their due diligence. Then he's supposed to pay a cook. He never paid the cook. They shorted the cook on some money. Then all of a sudden, the cook comes back. And when the cook comes back, when the cook exposed that AB ain't even vaccinated. He falsified his card and everything. So Tampa Bay took the hit. AB got busted for faking a card, a COVID card that he got vaccinated, completely lied, and falsified it, which is a federal offense now. If you make a fake COVID card and get caught like he did, he's lucky he's not locked up. So he had to serve how many games was it? Was it 3 games? Suspension. He serves that. He comes back after the suspension, and Tom Brady targeted him 12 times. He caught 10 catches, had 100-some yards. Monster game. And this is to help him get his bonus. Tom Brady helped him get his bonus last year. And here come this game with 2 games to go. He only needs 8 catches. You can't. If you got 2 games to get 8 catches, and you're crying and complaining about catches in this game, allegedly, that sounds too weird. Pretty weird. Then you storm off the field, leaving the money behind, leaving everything behind. Then you say you don't need the money. You put out a rap album. You got 2 rap songs. You're hanging out with Kanye West, another crazy individual. And now, right. Now he's sitting up there talking about suing the Buccaneers for money. Mm-hmm. Epic. Yep. Very epic. So, yeah, he claims that he's suing them for anybody saying that he had anything with mental health. So he's suing the general manager of Tampa Bay, the owner, anybody who said he had a mental problem. It's defamation because that's damaging, and other teams won't pick him up because of it. And he's suing because they won't pay for his surgery on his ankle and all this stuff because he didn't want to go. And he's accusing him of trying to offer him $200,000 to what he said out of his own mouth, put me in a crazy house because they wanted him to have mental evaluation, to be mentally assessed, and then he would have got the 200,000 just for that. They wanted him to go see a doctor mentally. But he said they wanted to put him in a crazy house, and he didn't want to do that. But they trying to paint a narrative. We just detailed everything in a row that makes him look like he is.
With him taking his shirt off and running off the field.
Yeah,
Normal people do that in the middle of a game.
yeah. And everybody saying, well, Bruce told him to get out there and play. I'm like, yeah, he did. Because he's the coach. He's nuts. And Bruce is going to say, look, get out there and play. This is your set. You're in. You're not going in. Then get the hell out of here. I believe he said that 100%. What's up, Jose? AB can't say the alphabet after AB. Aaron still gets paper, and his paper didn't stop at all. They both was wrong, including Bruce Arians. Well, Arians is wrong for what he did, I guess, in this society. I didn't really see a problem too much in what he did. But if it happened the way AB said it, then AB is entitled to get his money. Because basically he threw him out. And then he did go to the doctor where they wanted him to go. He just didn't see the doctor they wanted him to see, but he saw somebody who was a higher professional than them. Now, this is where I have a problem with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he went to the hospital you suggested, the general manager. The doctor he saw is ranked higher in that field, then probably would be one of the third best in the state. So I'm like, what more do you want him to do? That doctor is very highly rated. And that doctor saw him. The one you want is less than him. He's like the understudy. But he used to work for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they're comfortable with going to him for the evaluations. So if you're Antonio Brown, you don't want to use that guy anyway because he's going to go with whatever the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is saying. That's one of their homers. Now, he got the MRI. The MRI just shows you everything that's in there. Like, I just had an MRI done. I have a torn muscle in my ankle, right on the side. It's partially torn on the side. So it's not a full tear, it's a partial tear. How that happened? Running on the bases, playing like baseball, softball. Stepped on the base and my foot turned the wrong way. And it just tore the muscle. Well, it kind of pulled it and then a slight tear. And it just aggravates. You feel it. It basically limits a lot of your running and movement. Now, ice and heat. Well, I guess they could do it, but this is a tear. You're going to need to do the stretching exercises. You're going to need to do all these different techniques to alleviate pain and everything else. But that's what AD was talking about. So that's his plight. BA, Bruce Arians, is claiming that this had nothing to do with his ankle. This had something to do with him pouting because he wasn't getting the catches. And then he didn't want to go in the game. So he threw him out. So that's where the conflict is between the two. But he's mad at Bruce Arians and he's suing him for trying to imply that he has mental issues. And he's saying that I just want him to get the help he deserves, the help he needs. So I feel Sean Payton isn't retiring. I just feel Sean Payton is tired retiring from the Saints. I think he's going to come back to coaching. And I think he's going to come back to the Dallas Cowboys. Probably take a season off and then come back next season. They'll let McCarthy do one more season and watch him fail miserably and move on from him. he was supposed to be the coach before, and then that didn't happen, and all heck broke loose. But see, that's not the Cowboys' problem. The Cowboys' problem has been having people there who can assess talent. Sean Payton likes the power and to be able to make decisions. Even though they had a general manager, Sean Payton was somebody who was hands on. So that made more sense to have Sean Payton on the team. Well, if I was him, I would go to the Dolphins. The Dolphins are ready to go. That team got built up by a coach who shouldn't have been fired. He didn't have the quarterback in there. They knew that, but they knew the team and the defense was ready to go. They just need a passer. Tua's not the guy. And if they'd have got Deshaun Watson, they would have been ready to roll. That changes the dynamic just a bit. Mm. Well, if he goes to the Panthers, that would make some sense. The whole world believes he did that before he did something stupid. Yep. Well, AB keeps talking about he might retire the whole time. What's the next move for the Bears? I don't know. They just hired their first black general manager from the Chiefs. Now, they claimed he's in charge of everything, so if he wants to hire a coach, it'll be up to him. So,
I hope it's not Jim Caldwell.
I don't think he's looking at that. I mean, he could bring in Eric Bieniemy. It's up to him to hire him. A lot of people want him. Patrick Mahomes, offensive coordinator, so bring him over. But here's the reality of it. The Bears are trying to do this "we're hip" movement, but in reality, Ted Phillips is going to be making all of the decisions. Everything will have to go through Ted Phillips. So if Ted doesn't agree, this new offensive or the new general manager won't be able to do what he wants to do if Ted says no. Sharon Rodgers is talking about retirement. That he's not afraid of it, but it's all talk. He'll be back next season with boots on. Packers signed their new quarterback. Somebody who was on their practice squad. They signed him full term now to give him a deal to be on the team. Danny Etlin. They're not waiting on Rodgers' decision. Yeah, I saw it somewhere else. It's on Pat McAfee's show, of course. But I can't listen to Pat McAfee longer than 13 seconds. That's too long to listen to Pat McAfee. Listen to him butt kiss Rodgers. I thought he was a former kicker, not an ass kisser. That's all Pat McAfee do. I can't listen to him. Ed Zachary. So that's right. You got Ed Zachary disease. Does your face look Ed Zachary like your ass? Yeah, exactly. Russ will be the next 49ers quarterback regardless of what happens in this playoff. So if Jimmy G wins the Super Bowl, they're going to replace him. That's funny. Thanks, E-Rock. Yeah, that was very unscheduled. That threw a monkey wrench in my day, too. I wasn't supposed to be on that live stream that long with Kwame Brown. But it was very interesting. But I'm going to get out of here because y'all making this movie super long now. It's already a long movie. All right. See y'all. Peace. Oh, yeah. Donate to the Cash App, too. I'm broke. My Cash App is Carcino. I'll take as many donations as possible. Thank you.